Hello. I've always wanted to have a Minecraft world which is immersive in both the way it looks and feels, but also in the lore behind it and the background behind everything that's in it. And I feel with beta 1.7.3 that I can actually achieve that. I've been wanting it for the last 10, 15 years, and now I feel like in this game where the world is not updating anymore in beta 1.7.3. There's not going to be any new blocks or any new terrain changes. So it makes it so much easier for me to build something without feeling the pressure of having to update and then change my world. So with that in mind, this is the world that I'm starting to create, and I'm very happy with how it's going, and I'm just going to continue with it really. So this is my second video. If you haven't seen the first one, go check it out, and let's get straight into it. So since last time, I've built this tavern, and I've started to develop a bit of lore for this world, because as people come to visit the island, which I'm going to be calling Miners Bay, they might come to visit their family or friends who are workers in the mine, or they might be miners themselves, and they'll need a space to stay and also hang out after a long day's work. So this is why I've come up with the Spruce Tavern. So this has taken me quite a long time to build and put together, but again, I'm really happy with how it's turned out. I like the look of the spruce and the snow mixed in with the cobblestone. I think it's a really nice block palette, and it's got this big rustic style chimney on the side. So coming into the tavern, we have some tables and chairs set out for people to eat and drink, and obviously there's the bar area for people to collect their pints, and we've got this cozy little fireplace because it just has to fit in this cozy tavern. It took me a while to install this fireplace so as to not burn the rest of the house down, but I managed to get there eventually. And out here we've got a beer garden and some tables and chairs for people to sit out and enjoy the weather when it's nice like it is today. But yeah, that's the downstairs of the tavern. And if you go upstairs, this is the place where people can stay. So there's 4 rooms. The second floor rooms, I guess, are quite small, but they've got things to store, beds, paintings, bookshelves, etc., to make it feel like it's lived in. And if we go into this room, again, we've got a double bed, so maybe for a couple to stay in. We've got shelving, a bookcase, chest, etc. And heading into the third bedroom, very much the same. And if we head upstairs, this is a fancy bedroom, so maybe someone who's got a lot of money could stay here, the head miner, or someone who's visiting to check out the mines, or maybe even the tavern owner itself could stay up here. It's a bit more upmarket, I guess. So that's the tavern. It's the latest thing I've built on my world. I'm really happy with how it's turned out. And there are in total another 4 buildings which I've made since my last video. And the reason for that is because I like to take my time with builds. I'm not going to rush things. I pay attention to detail, and that's the way I enjoy playing this game. So this is one of the houses that was made. The base is mostly stone, but then it's obviously got the timbering as well to go alongside it. And it's got 2 entrances. It's got this side entrance, but it's also got the main front entrance, which we'll go through. So heading in here, we've got some area to store coats, shoes, etc. That painting always freaks me out. And then we have a little kitchen area, and that's the side entrance I was talking about. And if we head up the stairs, we've got a nice open plan upstairs. We've got this sitting area with books for them to read, and also this double bed and more storage. So I really like how these 2 little houses have come together. This is the second one that was built. Again, it's got more of the sandy colour in it, not just full stone like the other one. And if we head inside, we've got this kitchen area, a door through to a little garden. And heading up the stairs, there are 2 bedrooms here. So we've got this first bedroom, so a single bed and a storage, and then this is another single bedroom, which we've got here. So these 2 houses were just to add more residential buildings. The island, it hasn't fully been completed yet. There's still other buildings that I'd like to add, but most of the main buildings are there. But I'd like to add more of these residential style buildings to the island so it looks more lived in. Now the Miners Guild, this is really important to this world, obviously, because, well, it's really important to this island because this is the Miners Bay. I had to remove the fire because it was burning the house down. So I've got to think of maybe a creative way of getting this fire sorted, or just leaving it like this. I'm not sure. But if we head inside, I wanted to change some of the interior to the upstairs, and I have done that. As you can see from the last one, there aren't just beds everywhere. There are actually actual rooms. So this one, there's 2 people who can sleep here with the table and shelving, etc. And then this is for the head miner, his little place to stay. And yeah, he's got a chest and a double bed. So heading down, and we'll take a look at this house, which I did have last time. However, I have added this pumpkin patch. And then onto the left, I've got this wheat field, this wheat patch. So just a bit of extra, something to add to the world. Maybe this person prepares a lot of the food, maybe provides food for the miners. I'm not sure. I'm still working on some of the lore for this Miners Bay. And then heading along this path, we didn't go here in the last tour because it was basically empty, but there are a few things. Firstly, I've added this nice zen pond and this bench for people to sit in. I like this custom pond. I thought it turned out really nicely. And then also I've created this house, which is again quite a basic residential style house. It's got its kitchen, and if you head outside, we've got a back garden with a nice tree, and it looks over the church, which I'm actually really happy with how this church has turned out. And then heading up the stairs, we have this lounge seating area, and if we head up the ladder, we get to the bedroom. Just a cozy little bedroom. The last build that I have to show is the Lighthouse, which you probably saw from the thumbnail. And for me, this is how a medieval lighthouse looks. I haven't gone with the white red that you sometimes see. And I also haven't kind of gradiented upwards. So it kind of like it spirals upwards as you see some people make their lighthouses. Mine is kind of just more of the cylindrical shape. I've obviously got this cobblestone with a bit of mossy cobblestone wall going around it. And if we head inside, we've got the little entrance area to the lighthouse, which has these paintings are kind of like wall charts, timings, etc. You've got to use your imagination a bit. But for the people who work in the lighthouse, and obviously storage for various items they use. And then if we head upstairs, we've got the first floor is the cozy office space. So it's got books, a fireplace, desk, and obviously some nice views out onto the rest of the world. And if we head upstairs, we have the this little floor which heads out into the viewing platform. So for you to look over, and for me, the placement of builds is really important. The tavern, obviously, where people come and dock, and then the lighthouse. The reason it's here is because it looks over the ocean and some of the other islands. So for ships who are coming to Miners Bay, and then they'll be coming further to the mainland, which will be beyond this island, then they obviously need something to guide them in, and this lighthouse fits that perfectly. And if we head inside and up this final spiral staircase, we get the bit where they can maintain the light, make sure it's working, and that's the access for this area here. So that is what I have built on this world. Obviously, like I've said, I like to take my time with builds. I don't like to rush them. I like to pay attention to the details, and I like it to feel lived in. So you're not going to see updates of one building per week sort of thing. I like to take my time, and when I feel like it's a good opportunity for me to upload a video, I will. So if that if you're happy with that, then great. If you're hoping to see updates regularly at speed, that's not going to happen. However, I did want to talk about the lore and some of my plans, because that's something that I talked about in the last video, and part of it is to do with this, the train station. Now, I've already said about how over here there's going to be this mainland, which is where there's going to be some bigger buildings, like a bigger version of the church, so a cathedral. There's going to be a bigger version of this train station. It's going to be the major train station. And there's also going to be a castle, because the mainland over here, I see it as the kingdom, or where the king lives. It's his realm. This is where he is. And the king is obviously the most important person in the realm. And there are a group of wizards, I guess, or mages, who work for the king. And the mages have discovered fast travel. So as well as there being minecart travel, we've also got nether portals. And that the idea of the mages experimenting and coming up with this fast travel through portals kind of provides a way for the portals to be added into the world. And what I've done is created, I'm going to be creating some form of network in the nether, which adds to the train station to show the fast travel, so people can use the portals to get to different areas. And there is something at the end of this tunnel, so I'm going to speed up this footage, and I'll show you in a bit. So coming to the end of this tunnel, we find this other nether portal. This portal takes you through to the snowy area, and I custom made this little cave. I'm going to beautify it and make it look a bit more mysterious. And if we head outside, we can see that this, if I walk up here to get a better vantage point, you'll see that this cave is quite well hidden. You can't really see it. And my idea for this area is the mages stumbled across this land which was full of mystery, and they discovered the secrets of fast travel and portals in this cave. So this area is going to be the mage's realm, the high mage realm, and there's going to be a high mage's tower and lots of other buildings, and is going to be its own little community, and the mages are dispersed throughout the world to help with the fast travel. So obviously there's one on the island, there'll be one on the mainland, and that's what's going to take place across my world. And I think it creates a nice lore to my world, this idea that there's wizards throughout it who experiment and allow for people to have easier lives. But that's a bit of lore which I've added to my world. There will be extra stuff to come, which I've got in my head, which I don't quite want to reveal yet, but hopefully I've given you a little sneak peek into some of the plans that I've got with this world. And that is it for my world update. I hope you've enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and thanks also for the support on the last video. I'm almost at 100 subscribers already, which is crazy to think about. So thank you for all your support, and if you have enjoyed, let me know what you've thought of my world in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one very soon.